All right, we got Azeez Al-Shaair, Niner linebacker, here in the Niner locker room. And Azeez, man, I followed your career going back to college, and you put up ridiculous tackle totals in college. Where did that come from? And were you always a productive player going back to high school?
Yeah, I just always been super hyper, trying to get to the ball effort. I mean, that's really what we preach now as a defense. But for me, this is how I've always tried to be. Is get to the ball every single play. I want to try to make every play I can. So that's just kind of how I've always been.
I was doing an interview a couple weeks ago with Dre, and I'm like, man, okay, I'm going to give you a scenario. I go, you're in a bar fight, and you can have any guy in this room covering you. Who do you got? And he looked around. He's like, I gotta look around. He starts looking around, and he's like, I think Azeez would roll up because I think Azeez would roll up and help me.
For sure. And honestly, the one person I would probably pick is Dre.
Would you?
Yeah, for real. Me and him are real close.
Are you?
Yeah, he'll have my back for sure. I have his.
Now, you guys, I would say probably two of the hardest hitters on the team. I feel like this team feeds off the linebacker, the physicality that you guys bring. Do you sense that? I mean, it seems like you guys are bouncing around on the field, and the whole vibe is all kind of predicated on you guys.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we pride ourselves on. We get in our huddle before the games. We always talk about it like it starts with us. Like it starts and ends with us. We playing well, the whole defense will play well. You know what I'm saying? If we're not playing as well, it'll show. So we definitely put a lot on our shoulders, our group in general, because obviously we got guys who play on special teams, on Burks, Mitchell's running and fouls. So those guys are the leader of that unit. And then same with me, Fred, and Dre on defense. It's like we take pride in leading the way on all the groups that we're in.
If you played on a different team, you might have been an all-pro player this year. But here, you're playing some downs not. Is that hard for you to deal with, or is that like, you know what, I'm happy being on a great team, and let's go get that ring?
No, for sure. I mean, it's always hard, just like for your own personal goals.
Right.
It's definitely like an up and down thing, but all in all, through and through, I'm definitely grateful to have been here and spend this time with my brothers, because I think it just makes you better. Like, I always tell the younger guys who are coming in, because, I'll get frustrated. I'll catch myself getting frustrated at times. And then, you see the younger guys who get frustrated, and it's like, I let them know, like, listen, this isn't normal. Like, This is like the Alabama of the NFL when it comes to how we play and how we develop players. You got guys that literally come from the very bottom and work their way up, be behind three other dudes that could play on any other team in the NFL, and then you working with us for the last 2-3 years, you become one of those guys that get plugged in when somebody else leaves. So, I always try to tell the younger guys, like, to stay the course. This is literally like as good of a group as you'll be around, and if you keep working with us, you'll get a lot better. And I feel like you can get a lot better being here than being most places, just because of the talent level we have.
Marcelino told me that he came here specifically as an undrafted free agent because he's like, man, they're dogs, and I want to run with those guys. What do you see in him? Because he looks like a guy a year from now, 2 years from now, might be able to run and be a starter.
No, for sure. And that's one of the guys, him and Curtis Robinson, are two of the guys that I'm always talking to. They are young guys in our room, so I always get on them and let them know, like, listen, just stay the course. Obviously, I was an undrafted rookie, and both of those guys were as well. So I just try to let them know, like, listen, it's a process, but if you take it one day at a time and keep trying to get better, you'll get right.
How did you not get drafted?
Yeah, so it was an A+.
Hey, man.
I mean, seriously.
I couldn't tell you.
I mean, you made a ton of tackles.
I mean, for sure, but I guess coming out of Florida Atlantic, didn't have as much buzz from our school standpoint. And then also I hurt my knee coming out the draft.
Right.
I tore my ACL my senior year, so it's just those things. I seen all types of people with those same injuries get drafted and all those things, but it is what it is. I wouldn't change it, to be honest. So.
Niners are happy. Why Niners? How did it work out for the Niners?
Well, my old college D coordinator, Chris Kiffin, he was the defensive assistant.
Yeah.
In 2019 and in 2020, if I'm not mistaken. So he's the one who really brought me here. He told John Lynch and them, like, listen, this guy comes, he's gonna make the team. I remember they had John told me that him and Chris had a bet. I think they bet like $1,000 or something that I would or wouldn't make the team.
Right.
Because Chris stood on the table for me from that aspect, and that was just a relationship that I had, and I felt comfortable, and I trusted him what he was telling me, so I decided to come here.
Very cool, very cool. The story that I saw about you when I was first looking at you in college, was you saved your family from a kitchen grease fire. Tell us about that, man. I mean, I know you've been asked about it a lot, but could you tell us about it?
So basically, it was during the summertime. I think I was 13 or 12 at the time. But it was during Ramadan. I'm Muslim, so we had to fast from sun up to sundown. So my sister had cooked some chicken or something on the stove, and she left the grease on when she left to go to work. And there was nobody else home but me and my little niece and my 2 little brothers. So it's like 7 o'clock in the morning, and I just keep hearing smoke.
Oh my gosh.
I smell smoke, and I'm hearing the alarms go off. And we used to sleep on the floor. We didn't have any furniture. But when I finally, like, after hearing the smoke, the alarm go off like for 5-6 minutes, I'm thinking my sister's burning something. But then I opened my eyes and I just see smoke all through the ceiling. And so then I crawled out to the living room, saw the entire kitchen on fire. Literally had to take my little brothers one at a time, run them out the house. My niece ran out the house and called the police and sat there and watched the house burn down.
Wow. Who's your idol in the game? Did you have somebody that when you were like in college or high school that you kind of looked at and said, "Man, I'd like to model my game after that guy"?
I always was into, because I used to play safety when I was in high school, so I always loved Sean Taylor. I loved Cam Chancellor. So those are some of the guys I really respected in the game from like a linebacker standpoint. Levante David, being from Tampa, and obviously like watching the Bucks, he was a guy I always looked up to and modeled my game after as well. So those are probably 3 of the people that I really had a lot of respect for.
When I watch you play, it looks like you like to hit.
Sure. That's what I take pride in.
You like to hit, don't you?
Yeah, I like to be.
What's the best hit you had this year?
It's tough. It'll probably be Seattle. I think it was on Thursday night.
Okay.
Screenplay, like the second or third play of the game.
Who was it that you detonated on?
It was the rookie running back they got over there.
Walker?
Good. Yeah, Walker. Kenneth Walker.
Who would you say is the guy that gets guys in this room ready to play? Like on game day, who's the guy who fires people up, or who fires you up?
I ain't gonna lie to you. I think we all feed off of each other's energy,
Yeah.
but when it starts with our linebacker group, like I think the 3 of us, like we're always ready to go. We kind of feed off each other's energy. Dre is somebody that for me, like I'm always feeding off his energy, vice versa. Like we always talk about it before the game. Like listen, I'm feeding off you. Like I'm with you. So like, I think you feel so much more confident when you're playing with the guys you're playing with because you just feel like it's like you're unstoppable. So that's like the swagger and confidence that we all play with because you know who else is on the field with you. So.
Shanny calls him Tyson.
Oh yeah, call him Mike Tyson.
He looks a little like Tyson.
I know, it's so funny.
That is funny. All right, up front, Kinlaw came back. What does a big body 2-gapper like that do for a guy like yourself or Dre or for the linebackers?
You keep your jersey nice and clean. So
Yeah.
It makes it a lot easier for you to make plays. And I think just all the work he's done to get back, it was a lot. He's been grinding, going through a lot to be to this point. And I think it's just honestly great to have him back. You feel, like I said, clean. You feel good. Just like I told you earlier, you feel confident when you know the guys that you got, that you're playing with. That people ain't just about to be flying up, getting up to you. So.
He's a monster, man. He takes on guys, man. It's unbelievable. 2 last ones. Dallas. Give me your thought on Dallas. What do you think of Cowboys offense? How do they look to you when you watch them?
No, I think they're a really good team. I think they run the ball pretty well. Their offensive line is really, really good. They got really good skill players. Obviously, the running backs, I always respect Zeke.
Pollard, yeah.
Pollard, I think, is really explosive. He take it to the house, like he showed it multiple times throughout the year. I think that's why he earned himself a Pro Bowl. Also, he's a Pro Bowler and he was the backup, so that just shows a lot of respect for his game and what he can do as well. So, and obviously, you talk about Dak. I think he's a really good quarterback. He's really just good in the pocket, his presence, and he can run around as well. So.
Last one, Micah Parsons. You don't play against him, and you probably don't watch film of him, but I know you know all about him. So, what do you think of Parsons?
I think he's a really good player. I'm all for like the yapping and the talking because I be talking my own noise. So, and I respect him as a player. I think he's a really good player. And it's hard to have success in this league, period. And the success he had as a rookie, regardless of whatever crap people might have gave him for stuff he might have said, I think it spoke for itself. And also to come back in the next year and have no drop off, and he's playing just as a high level as he was the year before. So that says a lot. So you definitely gotta respect his game. And respect what he does.
And I love watching your game, man. Keep flying around, doing your thing, man. We appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.